castle where we are today is one of Wales' leading heritage attractions and a site of international significance. Located at the heart of the capital, within beautiful parklands, the castle walls and fairy tale towers conceal 2,000 years of history. 4 years ago, disabled people also celebrated at this very place the opening of this centre at the castle. Since then, we have been working, Diverse Cymru have been working tirelessly to further enhance the accessibility of Cardiff Castle. I would like to acknowledge the hard work that everyone has put into this, many too numerous to mention, but you know who you are. The opening of this lift in the castle will provide many benefits for many disabled people. They will have improved access to areas of this historic building that they have never seen before, and increased opportunities to participate in the cultural life of this city. Hopefully, there will also be a higher degree of certainty that access to new and upgraded buildings will now be consistent throughout Cardiff and beyond. These are all things that we can be proud of. We can be proud that after many years of hard and sometimes troubled work, we have disability standards that have started to provide for improved and dignified access to buildings. I'll leave you with one thought. Albert Einstein once said, "We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them." Thank you. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce Assembly Member Jane Hutt, Minister for Finance and Leader of the House. Jane.
Thank you, Paul, and it's really great to be here at this fantastic celebration. Isn't it a wonderful slogan? And in fact, it's a reality now, breaking down the walls, as Paul has described. So we've got local politicians who played their part. But in fact, it's important that we're here because we need to know what you can achieve if we back you. And this is the point, if we're fortunate enough to be elected to any kind of representative role in politics, in government, locally and nationally, we have got to be clear why we're there, what our values are, what we believe in. And certainly for me, it's about being passionate about promoting equalities, breaking down those barriers, breaking down discrimination, tackling hate crime, tackling discrimination. It's not just about saying the words, it's actually doing something, and that's certainly driven me, and I think probably drives everybody here today tonight in this celebration. And a lot of people, as Sarah said to me earlier on, would never even think, well, there's no point going down to Cardiff Castle because I couldn't get in there. We can't take family and friends to a place where you come all the way and then you get here and you can't get to see it. So we've got to get the message over tonight, haven't we, Paul and everyone who are here tonight, to say the doors are open, the barriers are down, the walls are broken down, and we're going to now see shortly with the accessible lift how accessible Cardiff Castle is. And I know that this is Cardiff Council, and I won't steal your words, Judith, because you will be telling us about the history, where you have had to play your part. But it's the access routes, it's the rights movement, it's the strong voices, and then it's us listening and taking action. And that's what this celebration is all about tonight. Diolch yn fawr, and well done.
Thank you, Minister, for those kind words. I'd now like to introduce another good friend of ours, Cardiff Councillor Judith Woodman, who also is the President of Diverse Cymru. Judith.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to one of the newest parts of Cardiff Castle. Cardiff Castle is one of a number of attractions in this city, and it's a wonderful experience for both the young and the not so young. Now, I've got a friend over there, Rosie Moriarty Simmons, and over 20 years ago, Rosie was speaking about castles and access for all, and, as was said earlier on, was told castles were built to keep people out. That was it, cut and dried. Well, Cardiff Castle no longer keeps people out, and I'm very pleased to say that. The Disabled Access Group under Robert there have been extremely useful throughout this city. And it means that our city can be enjoyed by everybody, visitors and residents alike, no matter what their ability, disability or anything else. So I have to say a big thank you to everybody who's been involved in getting the lift over at the house. It just shows that by working together, listening to people and not giving up at the first hurdle, we can ensure that all our citizens and all our visitors can enjoy our lovely city. So I would also like to say a very big thank you to Diverse Cymru and all those who put on this evening's event, because it hasn't been easy. I think you had to catch the pig first, didn't you? Yeah. And I don't know who prepared it for this pig, probably Charles Willie, I don't know, but I don't know who did the cooking. Anyway, I want you to enjoy this evening. It is about making one of those ticks. Hopefully we all live to be old. And with old age can come problems. And my mother didn't know what it was like to use a wheelchair until she got into her 90s. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, to officially open the accessible lift in Cardiff Castle, I give you Mr. Mark Colborne.
So big thanks to everybody, making their way down here this evening to obviously celebrate, which for everybody in this room is quite a historic moment in time, which is going to stay within this historic building for a long time to come. So big thanks from myself and Diverse Cymru and everybody involved in putting on this wonderful event this evening. I think for me, before I go deeply into the Paralympic dream that I've just experienced, I worked for a charity, a hospice in Tredegar called Hospice of the Valleys, as a fundraising manager for 2 years, quite a number of years ago now. So I fully understand what it takes, to work hard and make changes, certainly within Wales, because we've had it pretty tough over the last sort of 15, 20 years since the heavy industries fell by the wayside. And if it wasn't for people like yourself and Diverse Cymru, then people like myself and Sarah and Paul and everybody who has this disability and who has to live with it every single day, if it wasn't for you boys and girls and organisations, it certainly wouldn't make our life much more comfortable. And I'll tell you a funny story, and this is a true story. I was in Birmingham last night, and I was told to go to this car park, park up, go into the hotel, get ready to go and be a guest at a guest speaking event. And I got to the car park, floor 5, park my car as you do, got to the exit bit where you would normally get in the lift, and have a guess what they didn't have? A lift. So Charlie Chaplin, being the person I am, had to walk down 5 flights of stairs with my case. I wasn't very happy. So if you want to have a word with Birmingham Council about the NCP car park outside the Malmaison Hotel, I'd be quite grateful. And I think for me, certainly the improvements that Diverse Cymru has made in this amazing building that we have here in Wales, because the rest of the nations are very, very jealous of us, as we know. They won't tell us, but we know. So it just comes to show that if you never give up, and you have a dream, and you want to aspire to change people's lives for the better, then it can be, it can be done. So thank you very much. We'll cut the ribbon.
Thank you, Jack.
Congratulations.